Now we would like to recognize an individual who has demonstrated outstanding leadership promoting excellence in government through information technology. Each spring, NASCIO's Executive Committee recognizes an individual who has demonstrated a clear understanding of the fundamental role that IT can play in efficient and effective government operations. The NASCIO Technology Champions Award honors innovative leadership to provide sound information technology solutions, policies, and practice. This year's honoree has pioneered the first data-driven approach. He served on the Baltimore City Council for 8 years, then served 7 years as the mayor of Baltimore, is now in his first term as the governor of Maryland. And we want to also thank him for hosting this conference for his state, and we appreciate all the hospitality that's been showed from all of our folks in Maryland. He has made IT an integral part of his management processes, applying performance metrics to measure and continually monitor progress in a wide variety of statewide and regional programs. This vision has become a model for other organizations across the country. He currently co-chairs the NGA Special Committee on Homeland Security and Public Safety, where he has a particular interest in cybersecurity. He was recognized as one of the 2009 Public Officials of the Year by Governing Magazine. It is because of this leadership and vision that NASCIO is pleased to present the 2010 National Technology Champion Award to Governor Martin OMalley of Maryland. Please join me in extending a warm welcome.
That's for me?
That's
wow.
for you.
Hey, thank you. Can I bring Elliot up here for a picture?
Absolutely.
Elliot, come on up here. Thank you. Thank you all very, very much. This is Elliot Schlanger. He's the reason why Baltimore, Maryland, and has come so far on IT. Elliot is our CIO, and Elliot, you really deserve to be standing. Come in the center here. Well done.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
Pleasure.
for making us start. Thanks a lot. Wow. Mr. President, thank you very, very much, Steve, and thanks to everyone with the association for your very gracious recognition and award. As you know, in your own home states, it's not why we do this, but gosh, it's nice when somebody recognizes the good work that is being done and in the public sector, and very, very kind of you. Thank you for coming to Baltimore, land of the free, home of the brave, the birthplace of the Star-Spangled Banner, and thank you. I would encourage you while you're here to take a short little trip down to the end of the peninsula there and check out Fort McHenry if you've never been there before. It's a powerful spiritual place, and we're coming up on our bicentennial. I really admire the work that all of you do. I've had occasion to see and meet with some of you and through NGA activities or work with the SRI, and I know that this group of human beings believe in progress and that you believe in a government that actually works. And you also understand the vital connection between public policy innovation and technology innovation, especially in these times when it seems like every time we turn around, our budget's being cut by another 5 or 10%. So take heart in knowing that in Maryland we understand the inherent value and importance of your work, and particularly in these challenging and rapidly changing times. And we're we were the first. Our administration was the first one, believe it or not, in our state. We were playing a little bit of catch-up on the state level. We'd forged way ahead on city things, but at the state level, it wasn't until our administration a few years ago that we finally got around to creating a Department of Information Technology. But Elliot, we managed to persuade to come back to public sector, and he has been doing such a terrific job and is one of the most capable, responsive, innovative, creative people I've ever worked with. So Elliot, thank you very, very much for all you've done for us and your neighbors. One of the really exciting things about the work that you're doing is that technology that allows governments to drive performance, measure it openly and transparently, democratically with a small d. These technologies are developing so very quickly. When I think back when we first came into City Hall, probably only 1 out of 10 communications we received from constituents came by email. Within 4 years, that had been totally reversed, and 9 out of 10, even in a pretty humble city with some big pockets of poverty, I think 9 out of 10 were coming in by email. When people ask, how did cities like Baltimore, New York, Los Angeles manage to reduce violent crime during recessionary times by historic numbers, I'd humbly suggest to you that it had a lot to do with technology and merging technology with progressive administration on the crime-fighting front. It had to do with CompStat. It had to do with CityStat. It had to do with openness and transparency, with performance measurement, with data-driven decisions and data-driven deployments, with the merger of new technologies like smart maps, with certain timeless human strategies like setting goals, measuring performance, measuring the performance of our public institutions and efforts, broadly sharing information rather than hoarding it, finding the willingness and in some cases the courage to openly admit that we need to change course because the things that we're doing aren't working and this is what the numbers tell us, so we have to do it differently and in a different way in order to get the graphs moving in the right direction. In this way, technology, to borrow a phrase, really is helping us to further the rational application of human effort to human problems. Rational application of human effort to human problems. I wanted to share with you just very briefly some of the ways in which we're working in our state government, as you might imagine. Having innovated with CompStat to make it CityStat, we've now taken CityStat and that has become StateStat. And we are statting like rock stars and moving our state forward, making a lot of progress. Our schools were named the best public schools in America for the first time, and that's happened now twice over these last 2 years. Driven crime down to its lowest levels since 1975, and a lot of it has to do with that rational application that technology allows us to make of human effort to human problems. It's one of the great ironies of our times, isn't it, that the immensity of our challenges, not just budgetary, but challenges in terms of public safety, homeland security, climate change, healthcare, and so on, all of these challenges are in many ways the very things that are driving innovation, accelerating innovation and the creative use of technology. In the city of Baltimore, when we face the adversity of having allowed ourselves to become the most violent, addicted, and abandoned city in America in 1999, we began using technology and GIS, smart maps, to map every conceivable service, problem, and opportunity, not just with regard to police activities, but citywide. And we were guided, of course, by the great Jack Maple, God rest his soul. With Elliot's able help, we put together CityStat, borrowing the exact same concepts or precepts, if you will, from CompStat. You know, many of you have heard the old, we used to call them the old tenets of city government. One of them is we tried that and it didn't work. Another one was we're already doing that. Another one was we can't do that because you cut our budget. And my favorite of all, we're already doing that, none of which were usually true. We replaced those with timely, accurate information shared by all, rapid deployment of resources, effective tactics and strategies, and relentless follow-up and assessment. And together with the people of Baltimore, we were able to reduce violent crime by 40%. And in the decade since we began using these strategies, Baltimore actually achieved the biggest reduction in Part 1 crimes of any major city in America over these last 10 years. We were third in overall violent crime reduction, only behind New York and Los Angeles, and our city's population actually started growing again. I'll be damned. Making government work actually benefits people.